Hello and welcome to Horizons, episode 54 of you, and would you believe it, we've got a Friede focus episode again finally. It's an episode that definitely needed the subs as it's really focused on dialogue, as he kind of looks into the mysteries of Terrapagos. As he heads out, we cut to the kids to run into Anne and her Pokemon as they head back to Naranjo Academy, and Anne catches up on their Pokemon as well, seeing their evolutions, meeting Terrapagos, so Liko has no choice but to introduce her to him. She gets to hear their motivation about getting to Rakua, and they're doing the Terrestrial course to get stronger, which motivates her to be friends with Roy, and her own motivation is to enter a Pokemon League. I wonder if that's Kanto's or Paldea's, and will this maybe set up the kids taking on Paldea League too? Friede calls to ask about their past experience with Terrapagos, like the pink mist that showed up, as he wanted to follow up on them and a lead. Friede headed to a company called Exceed and apologised to the director Crave, as he used to work at this company and has caused trouble by leaving it. Though Crave kind of expected Friede to not stay cooped up, and I really love how much the series has emphasised Friede's love of Pokemon and free spirit. He has the means to get out there and meet so many Pokemon. It's kind of a dream and just makes him even cooler. Friede asks about something called the Eternal Blessing, something that he was working with vaguely before he quit, and says it relates to a certain Pokemon he's investigating. Crave can't really tell him anything from upper in the company. He can, however, give Friede his old ID card to look around. And his kind of business meeting, the scenes out in the lab with underlings who missed him and everything, it's not stuff you'd really get with kids in any anime, and it's the real benefit to having an adult like Friede in the cast. His friend goes through the data with him, but they get locked out of the database, definitely implying a higher level of security, so Friede heads down to the vault, where him and Kat end up battling some security Pokemon, and Eva doesn't really do anything. I'm very happy seeing Nobitu among them. I also really love how Cap kind of gets him in more trouble by taking out a security camera as an alarm starts blaring. In the vault itself, we find out that the Eternal Blessing is dubbed Rakurium, the thing we had Gibeon mention back at the end of the last arc, with this being the first time that Friede hears the word. It certainly is a lead. As they leave, the security confronts them, and I think it's such a sick sequence how he sends out Charizard and him and Cap launch through halls, bouncing off walls, escaping as fast as they can. Honestly, the whole vault section felt like a moment from a video game. It's that cool. And Friede dismounting Charizard to recall it, just awesome. We even find out that Spinner was following and gathering info, having BHM watch over Friede and Cap too. Considering that Rakurium was missing, Friede speculates that someone else could have taken it, which could have been Spinel, because as soon as Friede speculates that, that's when we see BHM, and when we saw Spinel in the lab, we had a shot of him with his hand in his pocket. Back with the kids, Liko and Anne talk about the feeling of going to a new place, and Anne mentions her Pokemon have her feeling like they can take her anywhere. Immediately resonating with Liko, as she immediately connects the dots, thinking that, she was taking Terrapagos to Rakua, but maybe Terrapagos is taking them. I do think it'd been nice to have the feeling that her own Pokemon are contributing to that too, but oh well. This episode ain't over yet though, as Amethio has been taken to Gibeon in person. He wants to hear Amethio's resolve, as it's vital to getting them more of the Eternal Blessings, more Rakurium, which means they need Terrapagos. And here we find out that Amethio is Gibeon's grandson, and was definitely speculated on with the last time you saw Gibeon, he had a similar hair pattern, but to have it outright confirmed now is great. We don't need to waste time being like, oh, are they connected, are they not? No, we just know it now, that's fantastic. It makes Liko's eventual conflict with Amethio feel much more exciting too, as they're both inheritors of their ancestors' wills, Liko with Lucius and Amethio with Gibeon. Amethio seeks greater power and asks if Cheruledge will continue to aid him, as they aim towards getting Terrapagos when it fully awakens. We also have Zoranconia training Spill, as he's got his own plot. So I guess it's time for a little speculation. Rakurium also going by the Eternal Blessing, that's like Gibeon's still alive, right? Like, his room is bathed in a pink mist, which has been associated with Terrapagos, so it could have been pretty crazy powers like quote-unquote eternal life, and why Gibeon would be so eager to get his hands on more. Which if Rakurium can do that, maybe Lucius wasn't lying to the 6-year-olds about not dying. I'm also made so curious about what the relationship of Amethio's family is, because why is Amethio the heir of Gibeon's blood? We found out that Amethio's father is not like him and seemingly didn't take Gibeon's will. Did he see that Gibeon has malicious intent? Will we meet Amethio's father? It's something I'm so interested in finding out, and the family dynamic here is just something I'm so invested in. Especially because it feels like Gibeon doesn't care about Amethio, just getting what he wants from him, buttering him up to make him feel special. Just in general, I've missed the anime exclusive plotline, and coming back to it has been so refreshing. Not to say the rest of Terrestrial debut has not been excellent, because that'd be an absolute lie, and it's heating up even more next week. But the Horizons I fell in love with was the whole anime exclusive plot, so coming back here in full force is a nice reminder what Terrestrial debut is really building up to achieve. And as I mentioned, the whole adult element here is really great, just like this whole Destiny thing at play with Friede's former workplace just so happening to be researching Rakurium. And you can argue that's a little convenient thing, like what are the odds there, but as I said, I think that's some like kinda crazy Destiny thing. Like the odds of meeting Roy and subsequently Rayquaza were pretty low too, right? It just feels like you got Liko, Roy and Friede all together for a reason, and that's fantastic. Just all in all, a great episode. It advanced the main plot of Just all in all, a great episode. It advanced the main plot thread of Horizons in an exciting way, and it feels like it's telling us we're at the halfway point of Terras's debut.